Kick back and relax with Mark and Carol as they describe Beverly Hills 90210. So as you can see, this is a brand new thing, but also sort of an old thing. Carol and I have decided to spin off the 90210 series and do its own series itself, which will come out every Monday, as you can see. We don't have openings for this because these were originally part of the original episodes that we did of Massive Late Fee. So this is a brand new opening, welcoming you to the show. Enjoy this episode of 90210. So, 90210 this week. Carol, tell us what we watched.
It was a pretty heavy episode.
It was.
Yeah. So, Brandon apparently has an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sheryl. And they were together for a year before he moved to Beverly Hills.
Yep, Sheryl from Minnesota.
And she calls and just randomly says, "Hey, I'm coming to visit." So his parents don't ask any questions, just say, "Sure, she can sleep in Brenda's room." That seems like an odd reaction, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was confused by the entire thing.
I mean, I'm sure that if, like, you wanted to spend the night at my house, my mother would have some things to say. Vice versa.
Yeah, if she ever knew about it, she would definitely have some things to say.
So, the name of the episode, spoiler alert, is First Time.
Right.
So we know what's going to happen here. And so Brendan's mom is a freak, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
Because this girl...
His name's still Brandon, but she is a freak.
Her name is Carol, the mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like me. So... The girl and Brandon are in bed together, and somehow Mom wakes up. Like, they weren't even that loud. They're not even having sex, but, you know, Mom senses whatever spidey senses are tingling.
Right.
She wakes up.
She can hear an erection.
And she wakes up the dad, and she's like, do something about this. Like, no. I mean, you don't just walk in when your kid's losing their virginity. I mean, that's...
No, that'd be weird.
Yeah. So... she couldn't sleep, and she's all back and forth and freaking out about what's happening, and the question as to whether or not they had sex gets answered in the morning because Brandon is in such a good mood.
Yeah, he makes fresh juice and strains the pulp.
Yeah, and he's singing, and yeah, it was pretty funny. Sheryl is a train wreck.
Yeah, she is.
She's all
That's par for the course with him, though, isn't it?
It is. He just attracts freaks. And, it's funny because there's so many girls that think he's so hot. Are they all freaks?
Apparently.
So listen, girls, if you think that Jason Priestley's hot, you better get your head checked.
Right.
Okay. This Sheryl person is all obsessed with wanting to see Hollywood stars.
Yeah.
And he takes her to the hotel that Dylan lives in, which still I can't quite wrap my head around that. But
what can't you wrap your head around?
That Dylan lives in a hotel. It's so weird.
Yeah, his parents. Do other people live there? This is what I don't get about this. Are they just renting this room in the hotel by the week or the month or whatever? Which obviously would be enormously expensive, but they have a ton of money, so I'm sure they could do it. Or are they able to purchase or lease a room or set of rooms in the hotel? Some high class hotels might do that. I know that Howard Hughes, towards the end of his life, because he was a reclusive, shut in with OCD and all this other stuff, lived in a Vegas hotel, and obviously he was filthy rich. I don't know what his situation with that was either, but I mean, I've heard of other rich people doing that, so I don't know if you have enough money, if you can make special arrangements with hotels or something. I'm guessing that's what they did.
I kind of think that I remember his parents, own the hotel.
Oh, well then, yeah, if they own the hotel, you can just stay there whatever then.
like it's one of their many properties. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what he said. It's still weird, though, to leave your teenage son alone living in a hotel.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Right?
Where are they? Like they're in Europe or something, and they're not together anymore, right? That's the impression that I got.
Yeah.
So they're separately doing whatever business they're doing away. Basically, what 90210 tells us is that any parent that is rich works all the time and is never home and never sees their family.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty sad situation. So they go there for breakfast and run into him, and she's asking, it's kind of cute at first, like she's asking the waitress, oh, do you know any movie stars? Are there any here? And, you know, so...
she wants to see Tom Cruise.
So Dylan is like, there's a club I can get you into where we might see some. Which, you know, cool, great night out. Except then when they go to the club, she wants to ride in Dylan's fancy-ass car.
Right.
I'd have a problem with that. Wouldn't you? I mean, if we were
Yeah,
going out with
I
your
wouldn't
friends
like it.
and I want to ride in their car instead of yours.
I know you have a crush on Luke Perry anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'd have a problem with it. But yeah, it's weird because she wants to be with him instead of being with Brandon. They just slept together. What's her name? Brenda's going as well because she's got a babysitting gig. So he's dropping her off there, and she's going with Luke Perry to the club ahead of time.
Yeah, so whole situation's weird, and by the time that Brandon finally gets into the club, which I guess he had some kind of problem with.
Yeah, it was weird because he walked up. He didn't even say, you know, I should be on the list. My friend should have put me on the list. He just tries to go over the rope and go into the club, and the bouncer goes to stop him. And then there's a rush from the people waiting in line to try to get in there. So the bouncer refocuses attention on the line, and Brandon just busts in.
Yeah. And Dylan says that he did put his name on the list, so, you know, he's mad at him for no reason whatsoever. But he gets in there, and this is suspicious to me. He's dancing with Sheryl. And not normal people dancing. Like, they are holding on to each other for support, so either they are dying or drunk or hitting on each other. I'm sorry, that was way too weird and close.
Yeah, Dylan is dancing with Sheryl.
Yeah.
And Brandon sees them.
So he ends up punching Dylan in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Way overreaction. And then Sheryl gets mad at him. And it turns out that was not her first time having sex. That she reveals that to him. His first time. And he tells her to just get on the next bus to Minnesota, and she leaves.
Right.
And, of course, where does she end up? Back at the hotel, Dylan.
Right.
But he's a good guy, and he wasn't actually doing anything with her.
Yeah, and he said he has no interest in her, but she's got a lot of problems, and you need to talk to her. And it's like that's like the third time he's told him you should talk to her.
Yeah. So they end up talking. I'm still not 100% clear what the problems are. Something about her stepdad.
She hates her stepdad, and her mom loves the stepdad and defends him. And she couldn't take it anymore, and her dad never talks to her. So she ran away from home.
Right. So her parents are going to fly her back to Minnesota, and that's pretty much it.
That's the end of that thing, yeah.
I mean, Brenda has a crush on her what kind
algebra
of teacher? Yeah. And that's who she's babysitting for. Which that whole situation's kind of weird too.
She gets all dolled up because she wants to look good for her professor. She's like, and Kelly comes over and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna meet, his wife and kids and everything." And they act like it's a really big deal. Like, yeah, okay, you're gonna meet the wife, the person you want to steal him away from. It's just so weird.
Well, I don't think that she has any active intentions to try to steal him away. She just, she wants to look good.
I guess. But they go over there and, well, she goes over there and then the kids are a mess. The mom seems very demanding and mean and kind of, dismissive of the husband. And then Kelly and Tori Spelling come over.
Donna.
Yeah, she says her name. That's her one line in the episode, they knock on the door, and Brenda says, "Who is it?" And Kelly says, "It's Kelly." And then Donna says, "And Donna." And that's her only line in the entire episode.
She gets there, though.
I guess. But, so, yeah, they come in, they look through an old photo album of his, and then the mom comes, so they come home, and the mom's all pissed off that they're looking at the photo album and that the two other girls are there.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
Right. So he says, "How much do I owe you?" And she says, "Whatever you think's fair." We don't ever find out what that is. But then she goes home, and Kelly's like, "Oh, it was so great to be in his house," or whatever. And she says, "You ever think someone's really cute, like Christian Slater?" They really throw Christian Slater under the bus here. And she's like, and then you see him in a magazine later, and you're like, "Oh, what was I thinking?" She's like, "That's what I just experienced." So I guess she got a glimpse of what it would be like to be married to him with the two absolute nightmare children that he has, and said, "Nah, it's not for me."
I guess. I mean, that didn't make sense to me at all, honestly.
Why, you still thought he was cute?
No, I never thought he was cute. He wasn't cute. But, I mean, if it was her with him, he wouldn't have the nightmare children.
Yeah, but also, I don't know, maybe she saw that he didn't stand up for himself and wasn't very cool.
Maybe. That makes sense.
I think he had that kind of cool persona at school, but at home he just gets shit all over. So she was like, "Oh, he's just kind of a spineless wimp."
Yeah, okay, that part makes sense.
So, yeah, that's the episode this week. I think David had a line, too. Basically just talking about... Steve wasn't in this episode at all.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He was mentioned.
Didn't have to pay Ian's earring this week.
Yeah, that whole $10 he probably makes for the show. God, he is such a villain in the show.
Yeah.
If the show ends with him being a serial killer, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, I can picture that.